it has been in the works for a while, but the consolidation of Edinburgh, Clarion, and California universities into Penn West officially takes effect on July 1st.
And it is part of a total redesign of the state system of higher education that calls for a 15% funding hike in the upcoming state budget. Our Lisa Adams sat down today for an exclusive interview on the redesign with the chancellor of the state system of higher education. And Lisa, does he think they'll actually get that increased funding?
Well, Chancellor Daniel Greenstein told me, Ethan, that he is optimistic that Governor Wolf's full education budget, including a $72 million increase to hold the line on tuition, will be approved. And he says that's not just about making education more affordable for low and middle income families. It's about building enough higher educated employees for the state's workforce. You've likely seen ads and billboards already popping up for Penn West. A 2020 state law, Act 50, required the state system of higher education to redesign itself to be more efficient. In response, the state said it would provide more funding for public higher education. Now, in the interview today with me, the chancellor said this isn't just about efficiencies in the state system to deal with a 30,000 student drop in enrollment over the last 10 to 12 years. He says about 60% of Pennsylvania jobs require some higher education, while only 51% of adults in our state have that. This so-called talent gap affects the whole state's economy and will only get bigger by 2030.
Not filling that gap is problematic for the state of Pennsylvania because it can't remain competitive economically, and of course, as industry finds that it can't source the skilled workforce that it needs in a particular region, it moves to another region. And so obviously this is something we're trying to counter.
Part of the budget ask is also $201 million for student financial aid to help underrepresented students in both rural and urban communities have access to higher ed. Although Edinburgh is part of Penn West, that consolidation, each of those three schools is now approved by the NCAA to keep their own athletic programs. You can learn much more about the PASSHE redesign this weekend on The Insider. Live in the studio, Lisa Adams, Erie News Now.